Beatrice, darling. Yes, I know we had a phone date at 3 o'clock, but I just this minute came tearing back, and really I was about to call you. Sorry, there was traffic. Oh, here it is. 4:30, look at that. I am never late like this. Oh, it's wonderful to hear your voice again, too. Yes, indeed, it has been far too long. We're all fine. Yes, really. Well, Jerry's out of town a lot with work, but that actually suits me. I enjoy my independence. No, really, I do. The time just flies, even more so now that I've retired. Believe me, I don't miss the office. Abby? Well, she seems happy with her life. Yes, she and her beloved Susan are actually married. Not at all, Bea. Women are so much easier to talk to, and Susan is lovely. Well, they're up in Burlington, which isn't so far, but they're busy, of course, and I understand how hard it is for them to get away just to visit. They have their own lives. Of course they do, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Well, Tyler's fine, as far as I know. He's still finding himself. Of course, it is terrible for young people these days with the job market so tight. It isn't like when we were getting started. I have to remind Jerry of that when he gets so angry with Tyler. And you, tell me, what is the latest news on Teddy and Claire? I am eager to hear. They've both been so successful. Now, please, don't be modest, Bea. It doesn't suit you at all. It isn't just luck when both of your children succeed that way. Yeah. Oh, well, isn't that wonderful? Really, it all sounds perfectly delightful. Personally, I'm not sure I could handle grandchildren tumbling in and out of my house all the time, but it's nice that you enjoy it. Yes, by all means, let's do. Let's talk about whatever you have in mind. Well, I agree, absolutely. Friends should be completely honest with each other. Yes, we have been friends a long time. Well, I'm a person who would always rather know the truth. You know that about me after all these years. Oh, that, yes. I knew all about that. I did know. You don't think I actually believe that Jerry had to go to Cleveland all the time just to check on the subsidiary? Please, give me a little credit, darling. I've known all about it for months. What's that? Time does fly, doesn't it, as we get older? Anyway, I already knew. Oh, no, it's fine. Men have their own set of hectic hormones, I suppose, and that draws them to younger women. It's not his fault, really. Male menopause, that sort of thing. No, of course, don't be silly. I'm not angry at you. Of course not. I'm grateful. What's that? No, I'm not some sort of saint. Some sort of realist. Yes, that's right. I do still have my sense of humor. Oh, if you look at the time, I am so sorry to cut this short, darling, but I'm expecting another call. I can't thank you enough for your honesty. It was very brave of you and kind. I would give you a hug, Beatrice, if I could reach you. No, I'm not upset, not in the least bit. What you're hearing it's just the beginnings of a cold. I'm so sorry to have to rush off this way. Thanks again. Let's get coffee soon. Ciao, darling. Ciao.
It's been like a talent I was given. Right from the start, I can get up at a meeting, take a deep breath, and just let the words happen. What came out of my mouth would blow them away. Sure, I knew the product. I'd made some notes, you know what I mean? I did my homework, thought about what I was going to say, and wrote out maybe the first line and the closer.
Yeah, you always were a talker.
But it's gone. That's what I'm telling you. A special thing I have where I can just stand there and wait for the words to happen and know for sure that they sound great. It's gone.
Listen, Frank, this is about Mom. Even if you came to visit regularly like I did, you might not have noticed. I didn't notice until they told me.
First time I thought, I was having a bad day. That could happen. So at the next meeting I said, well, I'm just going to do it like I always do. At the same time, I was remembering what happened that time in Chicago. You can never forget that feeling of dead air inside your head.
She won't eat. You can't get her to eat a damn thing.
So I write out my whole pitch and I print it out, just like everyone does. I've got the paper in my pocket, just in case nothing comes to me. Just in case I'm standing there, looking out at all those faces, and hearing that little buzz you get from the microphone. And they'd be waiting. All those faces. No words would come to me.
What happened?
When the people sat out there in the audience, I stood up front. I recited the sentence I memorized, and I waited for that automatic thing I count on, where the next sentence falls in behind the first, and the whole pitch folds itself into a beautiful shape, like some weird origami.
And
I said the one sentence, couldn't think of anything more to say. Couldn't think of anything at all. I gave it a minute. Nothing. So I pulled the printout from my pocket and I read the thing word for word like I was some dork, some robot the company winds up to perform. So what do you think?
Oh, never mind, dear.
Thanks, Mom. I appreciate that.
reminds me of Steve Blass.
Well, who's Steve Blass?
Oh, he was a big, strong right-hander. Pitched for Pittsburgh. Won 18, 19 games a season for them. He really had the stuff. Do you know, he pitched 2 full games in the, the 71 World Series? Yeah, 71 with Baltimore.
It amazes me how you remember these things.
Next year, from one game to the next, he couldn't do it. Couldn't find the strike zone to save his life. You'd see him out there in the bullpen, and he'd look like $1 million. Get him out on the mound, and he throws nothing but garbage. Wild pitches behind the batters, balls bouncing in front of the plate.
What did he do to get it back?
Well, he tried all sorts of things. He tried hypnosis. He tried psychoanalysis. He tried pitching from his knees. He tried meditation.
What worked?
Nothing. He said he couldn't focus. He couldn't keep his mind from thinking of other things. He said he was like an antenna, and everything just kept flooding into his head.
Jesus.
He went down to the minors the next season, threw nothing but shit all season, and this was a man who had a 2-point-something ERA in the majors.
Then he got it back?
No, he never did. He disappeared for a while. They said he was drinking. And he came back as a broadcaster. He's a nice enough guy, though.
Why the hell are you telling me this story?
Oh, well, I think Steve Blass is an interesting case.
Never mind, dear.
But I do mind.
Look, I haven't thought about Steve Blass for years. He just came into my head.
Because you think what happened to Steve Blass is what's happening to me, one day to the next.
Oh, don't be a jerk. Selling those computer programs or whatever it is you do nowadays is nothing like pitching in the majors.
So why'd you even bring up Steve Blass in the first place?
Listen, Frank, major league pitchers have a gift. A great gift and great discipline, every single one of them. It takes years of practice before you even get into the majors.
As opposed to the stuff I do. Any lightweight can handle.
Oh.
Any yo-yo that wanders in off the street. Is that what you're saying?
Don't be so defensive. I was just telling a story.
Just telling a story. Sure you were. Don't you have to meet with Mom's doctor or something today?
Yeah, I'm on my way to see him now. That's where I'm going. That's her lunch on the tray.
Okay then.
She's not eating. If you would pay attention to me for 2 minutes and listen, you would hear what I'm saying. Your mom has lost all interest in food. That's why I'm seeing her doctor. She won't eat.
The food's lousy. That could be the reason.
The food has always been lousy. Still, she was able to find something. Maybe the soup, maybe the cookies. Now she says no to everything. Look, if you want to make yourself useful, try to get her to eat something.
How come you won't eat anything?
Oh, no, thank you, dear. Not now. Maybe later.
It's boring, that's why. It's boring and ugly. All the food here smells like string beans boiled too long.
You can have my string beans.
No thanks, I don't want them either. Let's see what else we've got here. Oh, we've got some applesauce. Got a dry chicken sandwich on pale bread. They just don't know what we like, do they? They don't have any idea, for instance, how you and I feel about red licorice.
Red licorice.
That's right, our favorite food. Free of all nutritional value, am I right?
That's right.
Suppose I told you I had a pocket full of red licorice that I brought especially for you. Think you might be hungry after all?
Oh, maybe.
Okay, here's the deal. You have to eat 3 bites of lunch before I give you a piece of red licorice.
Well, I think we should have the licorice first.
Yeah, well, you would think that, and I can certainly see your point. But what I'm saying is, in order for us both to receive full credit on this problem, you have to eat some applesauce first.
Oh, thank you, dear. Oh, the lilacs look so lovely when they bloom, don't they?
They do, and they smell delicious. You are 3 tiny bites of applesauce away from a piece of that licorice.
I guess I'll have some applesauce now.
That's 1. 2. 3 tiny bites of applesauce. Good job. May I present you with 1 piece of red licorice. And there's another one waiting for you if you can manage to bite of that awful sandwich.
Oh, it's an awful sandwich.
It is. But on the other hand, pretty good licorice. How about we play some solitaire in between courses? Would you like to do that?
Yes, I have quite
Enough
enough.
for that? All right. You tell me what to do. Now use this one. How about this one?
Right there.
What do you mean right there?
Right there.
Mom, you can't play a red 6 on a red 7.
Oh, it's all right today.
Oh, so all of a sudden the rules are flexible. Wow, just like that. We get a free pass. Have a bad day? Do yourself a winning game of solitaire. Why not? Nobody else is involved. Red or black, 6s or 7s. It's close enough. What's the difference? Listen, Mom, can we talk, you and me, before we have our red licorice?
Okay.
Do you remember what I was telling Brewster before about how sometimes my mind goes AWOL? About how the words I want don't come to me on their own anymore? How my brain goes blank? Well, what I told him is not the worst of it. Shelley talks to me, and I don't hear what she's saying. It's all I can do to figure out what she's not saying. I can't seem to do both at once. The more she talks, the more it seems to me like she's keeping secrets.
Keeping secrets.
You know what it's like? When I read the paper in the morning, I can't listen to the radio at the same time anymore. If I'm reading the paper, I don't know what they just said on the radio. If I hear the radio, I don't know what I just read in the paper. I used to be able to do both while drinking my coffee and figuring out the answers to the crossword puzzle.
Oh, I'd like some coffee.
I read somewhere you can never pay attention to 2 things at the same time. Even when you're young. You think you can, but really you're just shifting your attention back and forth. Maybe I just lost my rhythm, you know? I lost the knack for those quick transfers.
Your father never liked licorice.
Shelley says I don't bother to pay attention. But actually, I'm actually listening to her all the time, trying to hear behind what she's not saying. You know, is she not saying that she's with someone else on the night she tells me she's working with? That she wished we'd had more kids when we could? You know what I mean? What's she really telling me?
What?
Sometimes I think she's setting me up. Maybe she never mentioned all those things she says I forget. Or she said them a little different, like North Main Street instead of South Main Street, and that's how I screwed up.
Maybe.
Maybe she makes up her own rules on bad days. You know, like you with solitaire. So she's never wrong. So it's always my fault.
You can play the next card.
Oh, so I can. Most of the time I think Shelley's probably fine. We've fallen out of step lately because of what's happened to me. There's something fundamentally wrong with me.
You can play the Jack of Hearts.
Here's the thing. What's happening to me, I think what's happening to me is the start of what's happening to you.
You can play the Jack of Hearts.
So I can. It scares me, Mom. It scares the hell out of me.
Oh, just dance!
Hello there.
Who are you?
I'm a bear. You can see that, right? Actually, I'm a small, friendly bear. But that tells you what I am, not who I am. I don't have a name yet. I was thinking of Teddy, you know, short for Theodora, in honor of Theodore Roosevelt. You know, you know the etymology of the term teddy bear? Oh, never mind, it's not important. Now I'm thinking maybe Ursula might be a more suitable name. You know, Ursa from the Latin. Ursa means bear in Latin. You know, Ursa Major, Ursa Minor.
Huh?
What's your name?
Wendy.
Hello, Wendy. I'm very glad to meet you. I'm a very precocious bear. I hope you don't find me overbearing. Overbearing. That was a little joke.
Where are you from?
Well, actually, I was put in that closet over there where I guess I was supposed to stay, but I got bored, so I came out.
Mine.
I beg your pardon?
You're mine.
Yes, I know. Isn't it exciting? It's what every toy hopes and yearns for. Your mother, I think it was your mother, she looked quite young, but I can see the resemblance around the eyes. She knew just what she wanted, and she focused right on me. She just bent down and picked me up without a moment's hesitation.
Mine. Mine. Mine.
Yes, I am. Oh, are you trying to name me? Oh my. Here I was trying to take all this time to conjure up a name for myself, and it's so much nicer to be given one. And you've picked the perfect name for me that's mine, so to speak. I will treasure this moment forever.
right and what's wrong.
You certainly do.
It isn't fair.
It's not fair, not fair at all.
If they don't want to be friends with me, then I don't want to be friends with them.
You have exactly the right attitude. It's their loss, I'll tell you that right now. You are the loveliest, smartest girl in the whole 3rd grade at Sherman Elementary. They'll be sorry.
They'll be very, very sorry.
Maybe in time you'll find a way to forgive them, and maybe it'll be too late. Too bad they're lost, missed their chance.
I did not steal Tiffany's bracelet.
Of course not. You are not a person who steals bracelets.
No, I'm not. They're the only one who understands.
But they should have understood that you were only trying it on.
That's right.
Now, if they were really your friends, if they were really, truly your friends, they never would have made such an accusation. Not in 100 years.
Not in 1,000 years.
Not in 1,000,000 years.
Not in 100 million trillion years.
Precisely.
Besides, I didn't mean to keep it.
Oh, I know that. You'd never do something like that.
You're my best friend, mine. They drive me crazy. They treat me like a baby instead of a teenager.
By they, I presume you're referring to your parents. They're only trying to...
They yell at me. They ground me. They take away my phone.
That's because they're adults. They forget what it's like to be young.
They're concerned about me. They're disappointed in me. Blah, blah, blah.
But Wendy, I truly believe they love you. They are just trying to help you.
Nobody in this family really loves me. Not really.
I can't speak for the human part of the family, but I do, Wendy. Truly, I do.
You used to love me. I remember that. We used to be able to talk, and now you don't hear a word I say.
Oh, but I do, Wendy. I do. If you would just listen to me, in all modesty. Not past tense. No. Some things never change. I'm still yours. I'm still your mine.
I gotta get some sleep.
We could talk things over if you would just listen to me. Oh, for a moment there, I thought maybe we were back in touch. What? Who's that? Where are you? Oh, yes, I know. Oh, it must be terribly lonely where you are. I was in a closet once. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm so happy. Yes, it's a blessing that we don't have to use words to talk to each other. Oh, yes. You'll learn. It just takes time. Oh, I'm so happy that we'll be able to continue this conversation. I'm so happy to have met you. Your mother, Wendy, she put us in touch. We were always very close. And now, you and I are going to be the best of friends.